alive and we're doing well, and I should not have drunk that entire coffee right before starting, but hey, method acting, as you said. Hi, everyone. I am one of the two people in this wonderful FPS. I am your humble Vwild, and I am joined by the fantastic and fabulous, absolutely wonderful, didn't put us up Shit's Creek, but they're doing their best, Jazz Hands.
The equally humble Kraken, hi. The person who put us up Shit Creek a little for a bit there was Craigory Danthew-Dovran. He's had a nap. He's doing better.
He's had a nap after, going up Shit's Creek, coming partway down it, and getting an interesting redesign. It's...
Yeah.
Good golly, it's been an interesting 24 hours for him, hasn't it?
Everything happens so much. How's your character doing? How's Lin?
Lin? Well, she's had a couple of interesting revelations. Had a lot of stuff dropped on her. Got back to stable. Had a bit more dropped on her. Is getting back to stable again. Probably also immediately post the... by the way, we should probably say this is post attention everyone. Post pulling some strings. Post forewarned, forearmed. So, mind the warnings, I guess, people. But she did come back and promptly, immediately, check on Rye, check on Haddie. Find out that, yes, Craigory was upstairs, yes, passed out, yes, Network was taking very good care of him. Yes, Network may be playing with the antlers, they might have some things on them, don't worry about it. And then promptly given herself some painkillers and passed the peck out against the wall of love for a bit.
Oh.
Her design is pain, and she's only just been able to get home.
Something Craiger's gonna feel real bad about in a few minutes when he realizes.
God.
But, oops. Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
On that front, who wakes up first? Who's moving around?
How about we roll con? See who got the better of the... And I will roll at disadvantage just because. Okay? Rolled high. Lin is apparently very wired all of the time.
That's only a 9 for Craigory.
Yeah. They're probably both out for the count for a little bit, but Lin is the one to just get up first. And I say in typical Lin fashion, it's not a bad thing that she's getting up and getting on. She is taking easy at the same time. It's how she calms down, knowing the contingencies. And she's got a lot to work with, dear gods. She's making connections and dots.
God, is she going right to the boards?
She is. She is, however, keeping an ear out for Network. She's got tea on to one side, just keeping the kettle on the boil, because Network's helping with that, so they're not driving up the energy bill. But she is keeping an ear out for when, a certain peckneck does wake up. But yeah, absolutely, the boards are out. She's writing in cipher. She's doing multiple. She might have a few extra buddy planes just in case for stuff. She's running about 7 boards at once.
Christ. Has Craiger ever seen 7-board Lin, or is this going to be new?
Seeing as they interchange, she'll dismiss one board to pull another out, it'll probably be 4 at once, but yeah, no, that's new.
So, he does wake up eventually. Feeling loads better, sits up. There was absolutely blanket tangled in one of the antlers, and he has to spend a moment just trying to get it out without ripping it out.
Yeah. There is also...
He took several steps out of the bed before realizing he was pulling something behind him, and then had to realize what was going on.
Yep. There is also the faint sound of bells from, overhead, Craigory. You have got a few accessories. Network finds you very good now.
Has to spend a few moments trying to get everything out of there. Moves to a mirror.
Yeah.
Taking him out, like, listen, the bells aren't nice. He supposes it's not that he wants to exactly stealth at the moment.
I will say...
He doesn't want to stealth, but...
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't want to stealth at the same time, doesn't exactly want to bring all attention onto himself and address everything immediately. At the same time, Craigory, could you roll me an insight, please, on network?
Love to. Ayo, have an 18.
Nice. So, Craigory, it almost is mildly interesting as you're taking these bells and things off. They are very shiny, Craigory. And at first, you can just kind of cotton that onto, yeah, this is network. Network likes shiny things, and this is a new place to hang them. But you can't recall just anyone getting shinies. You don't recall, like, Hugh or March or Memoir or any people that you've seen walking through the house just with these. Not even Haddie all the time. And you do get the idea with an 18 that you came in a minus state, and Network likes shinies, and Network likes you. Network was trying to give comfort.
Gonna put a hand on the wall and gonna also donk his forehead against it, just like, thank you.
And yeah, you do feel a slight vibration where your head is there. And it does feel warm.
Do you know if Lynn's good to talk at the moment?
And there is almost a flicker of just attention shifting for a moment. I'm going to roll off that 18. Network does seem to have gone elsewhere for a moment. Network, in a brilliant moment of not quite understanding full context, has basically gone downstairs to ask Lynn, time to see Craigory so good? Craigory so good there? Time to chat? So, yeah. You have... Any element of surprise you have has kind of gone out the window, but...
Oh well.
Network does come back, like, a moment later, fully focusing on you, and then does just kind of... The room feels warm. And it is an upbeat sort of hum. It's still... It feels slightly... not somber, but there is that edge of it of not excitement. But it does seem positive. Just, you are getting ever so slightly nudged towards the door by a small tornado of, yes, you can go downstairs. It is okay.
Oh, answers that. Pats the wall again and moves. Craigory can take a guess as to where Lynn is.
Mm-hmm. You know, for shits and giggles, would you like to roll to go through the goddamn door?
I would, yes. Yes. Dexterity time?
Yep, let's go Dex.
Oh, fantastic.
What did
Perfect.
you get?
7.
Oh my god.
Lynn, you hear the tonk. Some sort of thing has happened some sort of small collision upstairs. Craigory, for his part, does not yet have a sense for either how tall or how wide those things sit, and the edge of the door frame is absolutely caught.
Lin downstairs just... Her passive perception is 22. She does hear that, and she just takes a small second to be very confused. Because that's not an... That didn't sound like a usual noise in any capacity at all. Just dismisses like 2 boards, pulls another 2 forward, and then just goes... Craigory?
Yep, 1 moment, coming. He has to take a moment to, like, reorient himself. I'm like, oh, okay. Alright, so I need to enter doors more center? Okay. He is going to be trying to move more carefully in the immediate aftermath of that.
Mm-hmm.
So Ling probably picks up that he's moving slowly down the stairs. Is he hurt?
Mm-hmm. She'd been going to put the tea on and does just, as she's hearing that, does just pour it and then stop after she's poured his cup. And then she is actually just fully coming a bit more towards the stairs so she can actually see him. She'd wanted him to come down on his own terms at the same time. This is vaguely concerning.
Oh man, which means she does see him as he comes down the stairs, which, being hyper where he does have to duck a little bit to not catch, it may be unnecessary, but he ducks a little bit anyway to not catch someone, kind of like the landing overhang as he comes down. And yeah, that is a redesign, Lin. He looks different.
He does. He has antlers now.
Yeah.
And a new suit.
I think he spots Lin about halfway down, just kind of pauses, jazz hands.
She takes a good, solid moment just taking him in. Just both design and also the awkwardness. And hey, at least he doesn't seem injured. And
no.
And from where she is, she just leans probably on like the last rung of the steps and just leans against it and goes, "You know, I thought you'd get a redesign. Maybe some feline or something. Gotta admit though, the antlers do suit you. Hi, love."
Lin can probably definitely catch relief in Craigory's expression and posture. I don't think you need insight for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're I mean, it'll take some getting used to, but yeah, it's not bad. I like him, I think. Is now a good time to talk and figure ourselves out?
Yeah. And she does give a nod. She just goes, "Yeah. If you're ready, right? You've been through a lot, okay? If you need to take a little longer, if you need to get some food first, I've got some tea on. You're the priority here, alright?"
No, I can do this now. Like, if need be, snack and chat. I've spent long enough putting things off.
Okay. And there is... Roll insight on Lin. You know what? Roll insight on Lin.
Yeah. That's a 19. Oh, plus dirty 20.
Nice! So, with that, there are 2 things that you mainly pick up on. One is, oh dear gods, that design is picked.
Yeah.
She is leaning against the rung, less so out of trying to keep it casual, which she is, but also, oh, she is in pain and she is just trying to take some pressure off something at this moment because she moved too much too quickly. The other thing you do get is there is this. It's the upturn of her eyes, perhaps, but you don't sense anything hostile of her. You don't sense any malice or. You know what she's like when she's coiled, about to start digging into something. You can't get any of that sort of intent off her right now. She is looking at you, and everything she said about you being the priority is true. She's letting you take the lead on how this conversation goes.
He comes down the rest of the way, and he's actually looking for like a clock or something to tell the time, because the design is bad, but if he was out for as long as he thought he was, it should be somewhat better by this point. Why is she still this messed up despite spending all this time in network?
It's... How long would you like to say he's been asleep? Like, full long rest, or...?
Probably getting close to full long rest, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Longer than he probably strictly meant to, but he needed it.
Because Decimal's task was keep out the house for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So it was definitely... Lin's been back for about 3 hours. Probably had a 2-hour kip. Probably been at the boards for the past hour. So yeah, you can definitely notice A, 7 hours have passed, B, Monkey clearly hasn't taken the long rest.
Which, he's not surprised, but still wishes that weren't quite true, but gonna follow the smell of tea, enter the room, and wow, that's a lot of boards. Oh, that's a lot of boards.
Yep. Roll. You can roll with.
Take it you've been busy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Been a bit busy. Yeah, just been burning things going, seeing how it all ticks together. Got a few pieces of puzzles and well, lot of revelations today. It's been an interesting one. But yeah, those are not for now. Those are for another time. And the boards are being shuffled. Craig, you've seen them get shuffled before by network. 1 minute they are flush against the wall. Oh, hang on. The Kraken has gone new. Place your bets. Is it Martian invasion? Is it evil plots? Is it fighting off ninjas? It's probably fighting off ninjas. Ooh, Moski's fighting mermaids. You know what? Seeing as it's Kraken, yeah, that one fits. That one fits.
All right, back.
Hey, you finished fighting
What
mermaids.
Did I miss?
Not much. The last thing I was saying before you went off to fight mermaids was you've seen boards get zwooped away before. All of a sudden they do just get shuffled flush against the wall if they've been the standing upright ones, and then suddenly they're gone. Wall at them. All of those boards are just immediately cleared. You do, with your passive perception, you do see on one that just before it gets whooped, you do see a picture of Cassius. That is an immediate picture of Cassius. Just, yeah, that one's on the radar now.
Well,
don't worry about it. That'll just come up at a later point, I'm sure.
It's fine. Cassius is fine. Cassius is going to be fine.
Yeah. Don't think about your own intro to your monkey. And she does.
He is kind of wincing a bit at Lin referencing interesting events and interesting day. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this all got dumped on you at once. I'm sorry I wasn't able to talk to you about it.
And Lynn, from where she'd gone to, basically, she turned her back to you to go pick up the cup of tea, and then she just stops. And she does listen to you, and then just goes, I won't say that it was okay, but I will say that I do get it. And she does pick up the cup of tea, and she is holding it in left hand, just kind of using right arm to brace to make sure it doesn't tip, and then she just goes, okay. No, I'm not going to wait until we sit down for this. I want to say something real quick. Okay? And
All right.
I want you to look me in the eye for this one, okay? Nothing bad. Okay?
He does that, but they're also like big height discrepancies, so he's actually going to kind of like kneel down to match eye height.
Mm-hmm.
How to talk to short people, everybody.
Every time you reference it. But she does actually give a slight huff of a laugh at the drop to a knee, and then she just... Okay. Craigory, I love you. Alright? I love you. I'm not kicking you out. No matter what we talk about, we're going to talk about it like adults. Everything's going to be fine. I'm not going to yell at any point. And you are not in trouble, okay? I might react at certain points, but I am not angry at you, okay? I love you and I will always love you, okay?
Thank you for reiterating, clarifying. It's not that I entirely thought you would. I hope you don't think that of me, but it's good to have it said.
I know. You're always more about words and actions. I get that.
Yeah.
Alright, now, I know when things get big, you like pacing around and doing things that way. Do you mind if I sit down for this?
Of course. Yeah, please. Definitely sit down.
Thank you. Things are starting to crackle. And she does just... It's slower than her usual stuff as she finally just goes and basically sinks into the sofa at the Wall of Love. Just thunks her head back and then just goes, by the way, this is your tea. I'm just holding it now. Please take it.
Oh, okay, yeah. You will take that. Takes it.
Craigory is... You've had tea with Lynn enough times that she knows exactly which tea you like and exactly how to make it how you like it. It is that tea.
This cup is perfect.
Yep. Right. So, I'm ready to take this at your pace and us talk through this all.
Yeah. I think just the most important thing is, again, it's not that I don't trust you. He has, in fact, started to pace a little while he, thinks out his words. I was scared. I taken by surprise, and I know that this amulet works. Taps the skull amulet. Still very much on him. Still very much on him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to stay there, by God.
Mm-hmm.
It works, obviously, and Halloween Town is warded and stuff, but it still felt a lot of the time irrationally. It felt like if I said anything about knowing how at least my thaumaturgs worked, if I acknowledged it, if I thought about it, if I said anything out loud, it felt like they would know. Which is stupid, but that was the fear.
No, fear is rarely rational, Craigory. I hope people get that, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that would count as paranoia, wouldn't it? Yeah, that sucked.
Welcome to my world. I'll get you a t-shirt.
And then, everything happened. Gibbs.
Yeah.
The lead up to. And then everyone was, again, still focused on Gibbs. I didn't want to, bring resources away from its recovery or anything.
I know.
So as far as rationalizations and excuses go, that's the scoop.
And
I'm sorry, I only ever meant to tell you at the same time as the council anyway, but again, it just felt like the more I brought it up, the more it would kind of call attention, I guess.
Okay. And she has been nodding as you've been talking, just letting you talk through it. Okay. Honestly, I admit, if you had brought it to me, I would have immediately advised us to go and get Jacques and Asclepius. So, telling me at the same time as the council, that was actually smart. Doing it as a group, minimizing it, that is incredibly sound logic. And I even admit, in the grand scheme of things, if our roles were switched, I jolly well might have made the same decisions. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel hurt. I understand it. I understand the logic of going outside of town. I understand. I may be frustrated that everything has spiraled the way it has, but I do understand the logic behind what you have done. Paranoid logic, but logical the same.
Speaking kind of maybe of paranoid logic, fingers are now tapping against half-empty mug of tea. I mean, this wasn't the only thing that kind of got lost in the aftermath of making sure Gibbs was okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you given any thought to the pet, that whole how you are you okay?
Craigory, in the span of you saying that, Lynn was before leaned back against the wall of love, hands in her lap, very much calm and understanding. You get onto this, and she starts just hunching in on herself slightly, and those eyes look old. There is something very deep in those eyes as she's suddenly thinking on this. I admit, it's one of the reasons why I understand what you did. Not talking about this, not talking about them. Fear is a hell of a way to keep your jaw locked, isn't it? But, yeah, I've been thinking about them. About all of them. You can't exactly erase that. And whatever smile had been on her face just goes as she is just staring slightly off into the middle distance.
He's gonna take a seat on that couch, not directly beside, because Design is still looking very ouchy of her.
Mm-hmm.
But just sitting there, it's like, I know you were speaking from experience when we all realized how deep Thrall's pact was going in. And I thought I knew the scope of what you're talking about, but it's deeper than that, isn't it? Like, it's not actually over for you, is it?
No. No, I don't think it is. And she's now sitting hunched over, like braced with her forearms against her knees, but she does look back at you. I'm grateful that you're out of that sort of situation now. Fingers crossed completely. But yeah, no. Perhaps it's just a remnant from, their last acts, but they left a lot of influence in my head, Craigory. I'm scarred physically, and this mind is changed. The how to word it? Memories, perhaps, is a good one.
Not your own, or?
Yeah. I have a lot of knowledge that sometimes doesn't make sense. Stuff I shouldn't know. And yes, I know a vast range of stuff, Craigory. I have got contacts everywhere. I read ridiculous amounts of information, but I can't remember where I got some of this information from. And then I get nightmares a lot, right?
We both do at this point, but yeah.
Yeah. The worst ones are my memories. They left a hell of a mark, and I've seen a lot. I've seen both absolutely wondrous things in my life and things that are going to leave me waking in the middle of the night for the rest of my life. But This is better explained with a board. And Lin hums something, Craigory. And then there is a board that is materializing out the wall, and Craigory, this one is big. This is a very, very big board. Roll me perception.
Will do. Yeah, this is a big board. This is a very big board. This is a lot to take in. And with a 6, that's a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know where to start.
Yeah. The main thing that is almost baffling to you is you expect words. And at first, you just see a giant board that takes up the wall with opening panels and a lot of sheets of paper. But one thing, even with a 6 that you do get, is once your face starts actually, focusing on it, that's a lot of sketches of people.
Anyone he recognizes, or?
No, I don't think any of them are ones you recognize, but there are hundreds on this board. They are overlapping. It almost looks like the wall of love behind you, except they're all just all.
Are you trying to find everyone they ever affected?
Not quite. This is everyone I've seen. My nightmares aren't always from my perspective, Craigory. I've seen all of them. There are more than this time period. At first I thought it was just me having nightmares as a last laugh, but then I saw 2 people I recognized. One of them is a guy in town, Grave Hunter. He's alive. Doing very good for himself. The other was someone called Contact. He didn't make it. These are all of them. And I can't bring all of them closure, but for those that disappeared now, I can make an effort to close their files. Or to bring the families some closure, or... Sorry.
Going to try and put a careful hand on your back. Lainey's being very mindful of your design.
She is not mindful of her design at all as she curls into you.
Lynn's not being careful, but Craigory is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, watch yourself. Don't push. And I know it feels like it's your fault, but it's not. They can't do this anymore. You ended them.
That's what I thought. But Craigory, the pit was theirs.
It was theirs. Okay. But it's also not them.
Then
There's just ghosts now.
And where do those ghosts reside, eh? What else have I missed? What else is out there? I can do good by the pet when we handle that, when we manage to get them, when we manage to resolve all of this. But I was able to hear them when none of you could. In that moment, when we were down there, I did something I didn't think was possible. It just felt natural. It felt natural to just draw on that and tell them to stop. And with the memory, I don't quite know what I am anymore, Craigory.
Pulling Lynn close. Still being mindful of how her line art is. Very scratchy.
Oh, very, very scratchy.
Very, very scratchy.
On the plus side, it doesn't feel as though it's going to break. In fact, underneath your hand, as you're providing comfort, it does almost seem to stitch just slightly.
Gonna press a kiss to the top of her head. I mean, I don't know how much help I can be on that. I just came out of that.
And that is the great.
Decimal had to deal with. Oh God, Decimal had to deal with me being
Yeah, we
upset.
I know. I bumped into him before I came back here.
How was he doing after we made that pact? Kind of basically bullied me into coming straight here.
Roll me insight while I roll deception.
Yeehaw!
You're not going to get this, I don't think.
Oh, extremely not.
Yeah, no. What is your deception modifier again, my wonderful monkey? Yeah, that's a plus 14 to an 18. No. No. He was good, honestly. Everything was a lot to take in for him. We had a good chat. I admit, not actually much about your redesign or your pact or anything. I left that entirely between you both. But
appreciated.
He seemed good about the pact. He cares about you a lot.
Yeah, more than I strictly realized.
It appears when he cares incredibly deeply. And, you know, out of anyone that you could have made a pact with, I'm glad it was him. I trust him.
Don't know if I could with anyone else, honestly.
Oh, I would have found someone. Bet ya I could have wrestled Crunkle for you.
Okay, that's an entire god, though. You don't just find those.
Yeah, you can find a few if you know where to look. I'll tackle them. Although, don't do the one that came into the home. Okay, whichever bastard that was that came in here at one point. We've got so many wards now because of that. Yeah. But,
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
But yeah, there are a few good ones out there that, none of them would have been as good as this one. So, you've got a good pact. We've got a long haul situation out of stuff. I've got a surprising amount of work with, this, and she gestures at the board and goes,
Craigory actually kind of makes a face at that. Lynn can roll insight if she likes.
That is a 16 plus 6.
Craigory doesn't look jazzed about the I don't know what's like wall of thing victims.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually gonna put a hand on Lynn's cheek and turn her to face him and away from the board. She's like, on that, I understand you feel responsible. I understand that whole situation has been a huge part of your life. It's also been a huge part of why you've been miserable for a lot of your recent life.
Yeah.
You've already run yourself into the ground before dealing with trying to solve this or close this. Lynn, that thing was alive for ages. Many erasures. Like, I don't, not to knock on your skills, I don't think you can close this to your satisfaction without wearing yourself down to nothing.
I know. They're around since the dawn of toons.
Exactly.
You're right. And I'm not gonna try. Not for all of it. Just bringing...
That would be like me feeling guilty for... That would be like me feeling guilty for anything and everything Thrall's done or what Ongum did to survive.
Yeah.
That's not on me. We're just at the base of it, incidental victims, both of us. Even if we walked away with a piece of them, we're not them. You get me?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do. And she does lean into that hand. And she does look at that board just one more time, just go. I'm gonna build them a memorial at some stage. Somewhere in the sun.
I think that sounds wonderful.
They deserve the peace. And so do I.
You do. You deserve good things. You deserve happiness.
Right back at you. There's more to do before we get our happy ending of our arcs, but we'll carry on going. I've got... Hang on, let me put the board away, otherwise we're going to keep stewing on it. And it does fold. It folds and it slides back as though it never was there in the first place. Just go. There's everything with this overarching plot. There's other plots that are going to likely tangle with us. Might intermesh, might be entirely different. grand conspiracies rarely just, stay static as a singular entity. They're not going to grapple with them all. Also got to go on a doctor's appointment at some stage. Yeah, I've got some stuff set up on that front. Keep trying to book onto the ECCR. I tried to make an appointment. I said my name, and I'm pretty sure I gave the receptionist a heart attack. She just hung up on me. I haven't been in many years. It's my own fault.
Think that would be a reason to not hang up, actually.
In their defense, have you got enough spoons to deal with the paperwork that is me? Your silence is telling.
It needs to get done, you're right. So I'm glad it sounds like you're not avoiding it.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I think you need to go as well, seeing as...
No, actually, I don't.
Picnic, you just went through a redesign. You got different colors now. You gotta go again. You gotta get the thing stuck in your eye.
No, I don't. No. That's...
And she is absolutely just making a joke of this now. She is grinning at you.
It's actually gone a bit pale.
Oh, no. Sorry. I picked up.
No, it's not on...
No, this is on me. It's okay. We're grappling with things. I deal with the color red, you deal with hospital stuff. It's okay. I'm sorry. And we work with this. That's what we do. You and me, we work through things like partners. And we figure things out.
Yeah. We do. Well, you're not wrong. We'll figure out how to make that happen with me.
I mean, I can go with you. Or there's chaperoning stuff. It means that you don't go alone, and so that you know that nothing bad is going to happen. If you want me there, by all means, or we could do it in Halloween Town. I mean, the hospital here is pretty decent.
I think... Yeah, I need someone there, and somewhere that's not obviously a hospital.
Okay, so a house call.
Yeah.
All right. We'll set that up, love, right?
Okay.
And while we're on the basis of negotiating things, I will say just this, that there are going to be secrets that we keep from each other. I know that. That is incredibly healthy of a relationship, okay? I admit that this one did blindside me, but I don't have to know all information about you all of the time. I may wish I did, because by God's paranoia and apophenia, knowing everything all of the time wouldn't logically be good for me, but by God does it sound wonderful. But you're entitled to your privacy and your secrets, okay?
Thank you. I don't mean to be secretive, but...
I know. It's the way you lived your life. You haven't had many people to rely on that front. Independence was kind of something that they expected, eh? And she is reaching up with her left hand to just cup your face now.
Kind of felt like the most prized trait to have at points. Not needing anyone, not even needing them.
And they only bolstered that with time and everything else. Self-reliance. It can be difficult to break out of.
Henrik was both a really bad teacher, but also a really effective one. Like, they weren't a terrible teacher, is the thing.
They were just a terrible parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no matter what, they could have done better, but I won't get into that.
Could be here all day talking about how messed up they are.
Yeah, and then I will want to go over there and remove more bones. I couldn't remove more bones. For you, I would remove someone's entire bones. All of them.
Might take a while.
Not if you're me. I can get a system in place. Like, seriously, about, 25% of the bones in a body are all in the feet. It's highly efficient.
I'll take your word for that. I wouldn't know.
I've been reading up on medicine. And also because we have skeletons in town. Listen, Ro does some really good lectures, and I have this wonderful tree that I love being in. And sometimes you just learn stuff just by being outside when the lectures are going on. Not always Ro's, other people's. I've found multiple advantage points. It's great.
Have you ever considered, actually attending the lectures, though, instead of lurking outside a window?
You know, Gibbs was the other person to say this, yet at the same time, you've met me, love. I am hyper. Can you imagine my golden tail going in the middle of a lecture? I saw attention grab immediately. And also just the sheer amount of, Craigory, love, the plots I'm in right now. I would be leaving every lecture about halfway through because someone would be kicking in the door going, Lin, holy pick!
It works, I suppose. I mean, I wasn't model sit down in the lecture student either. Just, you'd be welcome, I think, is the point I'm trying to make. It's not like you're barred from Rose College.
Yeah. I think I'd enjoy it at some stage. Not yet, just by sheer everything, but when this is over, when all of this is over, when Thrall is gone, I'm gonna sign up. Probably one-on-one, just by sheer the power of monkey is very all-encompassing, but I'm gonna do it.
With that, he's lent back fully by this point.
Mm-hmm. And she is gone
on
with
the
him.
couch.
Yeah, she's gone with him. And despite tail being scratchy, she has basically nudged it under his leg at this point as well. What do you want to do after all of this?
I hadn't been thinking that far ahead, to be honest. It felt like I was going to be trapped in it forever, but now that it doesn't feel like that anymore.
Yeah.
They're not gone, but I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
So he makes a slight face. Let me know what this sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Library work, maybe? Does that... I don't know if that's me or if that's... influence. Does that sound like something I'd...
Honestly,
Go for.
with how much librarians interact with kids, I could see it. Before, now, all of it. I mean,
Okay.
influence doesn't have to be bad. Yeah, I didn't used to be into hunting as much as I am now. And I don't mean hunting down rabbits or that sort of stuff, but hunting for cases. Getting all the information. That was. Oh, I was absolutely wild as a kid. My mentor Al, oh, he can tell you stories. I once went through so many things, compiled transcripts, newspapers, reports from things, one photo taken by a pigeon, wrapped them all in one thing, and then ran out in a rainstorm to go and confront him at his house to say I'd solved a case. So I've always been someone to pursue things, but hunting came later. But the hunting is still me. The being that did this to me, did influence me, but I've still got my own free will in it. If you want to pursue knowledge, if you want to work in a library, that doesn't have to be them. That can be you. It's your own. Does that make sense?
It does. Honestly, I think that's something I needed to hear. Whatever's left, or even potentially still there, the worst of that is like been neutralized.
Yeah. It's a way I've been.
I know.
Oh, sorry. You go, love.
He just kind of shrugs. I was just going to say that I know I just slept. I could probably use more. You look like you haven't really stopped going. So if you just want to stay here and conk out, like, let Network actually do her thing. You, no offense, look kind of terrible.
I look as though I got in another fight with a train. I've done that before. Don't recommend it.
No, I should think not.
It was a fun case. God, that was years ago. That was with Morrow. Gods, I miss Morrow. He was a good detective. Yeah, no. Yeah, Network has been in the back of my head humming this entire time, basically siren calling me to the wall. But I do want to reiterate, I know I don't always say it enough, but I do love you, alright? We're going to see this all through. We're going to be happy.
Hope so. And
I know so. Don't just hope. No. Craigory, I promise you. After all of this, it's gonna hurt. We're gonna cry. We're gonna go through hell. And people we love are going to get hurt. We are going to get hurt. And things are gonna come to light that we hate. And there are going to be secrets that are spilled or things that are revealed, and it's going to suck. And we're going to war. But there is an after the war. There is hope. Not just an idea of hope, there is a certainty of hope. We are going to survive this. All of us. We are going to come out of this and we are going to live happy lives, and we're going to go on beach episodes, and we're going to do everything that we want. Well, maybe not everything, but as much as we can, and we are going to live happy. I want you to hold on to that, alright?
I will. Stirring pep talk, love.
Oh God, I am becoming a full bard. Can you believe?
Yeah, no, do keep on taking notes from Jacques. That was good.
She full on squeaks and she just thunks her head into your chest. She's fluffing. She is fluffing so much, and it actually feels softer. You utter bastard. You got me fluffing. If I full on pom-pom now, I'm gonna peck and drown you in the fluff.
Oh, but what a way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, I wouldn't have even been able to introduce you to Old Tort first. But that is for another day. Oh my god, I just made my peck and peck pop. Ah, okay, I'm sleeping. I'm curling into you. You're comfy. You're mine now. And she just does just full on curl into you. And then she does just, like, her leg sticks out far enough to be against the wall of love. And
Leg goes stretchy.
yeah, leg goes stretchy, leg go poppy. There is a connection. Craigory Lin is out like a bloomin' light.
Man, that was quick.
Yeah, literally, there is... Her foot touches the wall. There is a hum. And she goes limp.
Craigory's just gonna turn his head and address the well-addressed network. Nice trick.
Craigory, I would normally say make a dex check, but you're pinned by a monkey, so there is a blanket that appears from just above you and just goes thwomp. There is now the outline of your antlers. You guys...
Well, he lives here now.
Yeah, you guys are in a nice tent now. It is warm, it is cozy, it is safe. Lin is purring.
Perfect recipe for Craigory to also take a nap himself.
Mm-hmm. It was a rough time to get here, but I think they've talked it out.
They did it.
They did it! No one burst into tears. No one had much severe pain. Success!
Fixed it. We fixed everything. Everything is roses from now on.
Don't say that. We're not looking into the future. We're staring at these two having a nice nap. Do not listen to the background ominous music.
It doesn't get worse than this, folks.
Oh god, RJ was right. It'll be roses from here for Craigory looking at Pin.
But
Incredible. Alright.
New motif.
Alright, I'm gonna click off on my recording. Thank you everyone for listening to this.
Here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.